The next exercise is called a Deadbug Isometric. I love this exercise because it's a really good way to integrate the powerhouse that we've learned about in Pilates with a really popular core exercise that's used widely across the fitness industry. What you're going to be doing is working really hard to push against your thigh and make sure that with as much pressure that you push with your hand, you're going to apply an equal and opposite pressure from the hip flexor and then the activation of the powerhouse. I want you to breathe in and then breathe out for full 6 seconds, and then you're going to switch and do it for 6 seconds on the other side. And by the time you've done 5 goes on each leg, you will have done 60 seconds of isometric work of the core. So it's a fantastic exercise. I'm just going to show you a couple of goes now. This next exercise, we're going to do the Plank Getups. It's a really good exercise to combine a bit of upper body strength and scapular stability with obviously working the core area as well. Make sure that you keep your hips high and you just take your time with it so that your hips are not rocking too much as you go. A good target for this is 60 seconds of work, but obviously if you need to break that up into a couple of goes, then do so. This next exercise is the first step of the Turkish Get Up. Now I'm going to do it without any equipment. Often you see people holding some kind of resistance like a kettlebell or a dumbbell here. I often find that people do cheat a little bit and use a lot of momentum. So I'm going to just show you the very first step and take some of the concepts of Pilates and using the powerhouse and getting our breath so that we can make this exercise a bit more challenging. Normally you can do about 10 repetitions on each side. I'm just going to show you a couple on one side. So the key thing here is that rather than using our momentum to throw ourselves up, keep your hands still, engage your powerhouse, so brace for impact, and then slowly from breathing in, breathe out, and come back down by breathing in. And then breathing out when you get past halfway. So we do it again, we breathe in, activate the powerhouse, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out when we get past halfway. And again, if you do about 10 of those on each side with proper control, it's actually quite difficult. This exercise, we're going to use a kettlebell and we're going to be doing some side bends. I recognise that not all of you will have some equipment like this at home, but you could use a 5-litre bottle of water or even something a little bit lighter if you want. But what you're going to do is holding the kettlebell on one side of your body, keep the weight equally distributed between your feet, and then side bend one side until you feel the stretch, and then pull yourself back up. Again, depending on how much weight you're using, will determine how many reps, but for something like this that's quite light for me, I might be doing 15 to 20 reps on each side and then swap. For this exercise, we're going to do a Kettlebell Suitcase Carry. Again, I recognise you won't necessarily have a weight like this at home, but you can imagine most typical suitcases when you take them to the airport, they need to weigh in at 20 kilograms or less, so you could actually use your own suitcase if you wanted to when it's fully loaded up. But if you don't have something like this, then try and improvise, or just bear it in mind next time that you get the chance to go to the gym. I'm not going to show you all the way towards you because I haven't got much space, but basically what we're going to do is stay nice and tall with our weight equally distributed on each foot. We're going to take small controlled steps. Normally I'd walk for about 15 or 20 yards, then turn around and then walk back. What we're looking to do here is to keep our shoulders level. So this exercise is trying to pull us into this kind of side bend, and then we're resisting that movement by working in this kind of isometric fashion. And this is what we call kind of anti-side flexion, which is a good exercise to do to give us a nice, well-rounded core strength program.